From earliest time, it was believed that the heavens above influenced life here below. On the 5th day of the 5th month in the year 2000, the 5 planets known to ancient man move into a rare formation thought to have dire consequences. Noon is convinced a disaster of biblical proportions is at hand. He believes the cosmic alignment on the 5th of May 2000 will throw the Earth so far off its axis, the frozen waters of the Antarctic will melt, flooding all low-lying coastal regions around the world.
I think based on an old saying, the wise man builds his house upon the rock and the fool upon the sand, because of a possible major surge of the entire Antarctic ice sheet, I would prefer not to be near an ocean.
Well, thanks for a good move.
Therefore, I'm moving to the mountains of North Georgia to be away from a very real upcoming disaster, perhaps the ultimate disaster.
With the tools of modern science, astronomy can explain the workings of our solar system and the movement of the planets around the sun. And yet, through the ages, many have chosen to explain heavenly events through astrology, the belief that the heavens exercise a supernatural influence over life here on Earth.
I think from time immemorial, ancient man have observed the stars, and the stars have always been a symbol of time and season, plant and harvest.
From the dawn of history, man has stood on Earth, gazing into the heavens, trying to make sense of it all. Staring into the vastness of space at twilight, what could have been more baffling to early man? The setting sun disappearing with the light and its warmth. The rising moon ushering in the cold, dark night, and a light show of distant stars slowly materializing before their eyes. What in the world was going on? For most ancient civilizations, anything that couldn't be explained by the primitive science of the day was believed the result of supernatural, often divine forces at play. They noticed patterns in the great star grid that have been passed down to us remarkably intact as the constellations of the zodiac. Astral signs thought to exercise a mystical influence over our lives. Imagine what early man must have felt beneath that canopy of cosmic glitter.
You have to look at the entire history of our understanding of the world, and for that matter the cosmos, as a continuity that goes back at least to the old Stone Age. Now that doesn't mean it didn't have fits and starts and dead ends, but our ancestors began the process of carefully, thoughtfully, and systematically observing nature, and that legacy is still with us today.
The story of how we have systematically observed the heavens begins in the days before recorded time. For primitive man, the sun reigned supreme. Its recurring cycles of light and darkness formed the basis of the first organizing principle of our natural world, day and night. This was the most basic astronomical observation, and man's first attempt to explain what was going on down here by observing what was happening up there. In effect, ushering in a belief system that looked for causal connections between heavenly and earthly matters. Many believed the sun needed to be persuaded to reappear after the cold, dark night. What was going on up there? For our earliest ancestors with little in the way of scientific knowledge, it was a natural next step to ascribe supernatural answers to nature's most basic questions. Early man's sense of wonder at the sun's immense powers led naturally to belief in a sun god. In different forms, they're found in the pantheons of many early cultures. On the ceilings of their Egyptian temples, the red dots follow the sun's daily path across the sky, a painstaking and elaborate tribute to the god that brought them day and night. In fact, the Egyptians explained the sun's daily cycles through the goddess Nut. Her arched body was said to cover the whole earth. Every night she swallowed the sun, it then trailed through her body to rise again the following morning. The sun also provided the most basic natural daily clock. Most primitive people noticed a relationship between time and shadows, and it was in ancient Egypt that the first recorded sundials were found. By 1724, the Maharaja Jai Singh in India had created the world's largest sundial, claimed to be accurate to within 20 seconds. Sundials were used till nearly 100 years ago, when heavenly-based timepieces were replaced by the clocks and watches of the modern world. In fact, the human body seems attuned to the same rhythms as the sun's daily cycle. Our natural daily schedule begins when the sun is first rising in the sky, with or without any reference to clocks or calendars.
Time really runs us. We maintain schedules by the little device that's wrapped around our wrists. And I'm not going to try to promote a new way of thinking either way, that we either should or shouldn't be doing it. But I think that the mechanization of our culture is what is so unique to the keeping of time and very different from all the other cultures of the world.
Just recently, we've come full circle. Once again, the heavens regulate our daily cycle. The most accurate modern clocks are regulated by the steady rhythms of pulsars. Dead suns way out in the galaxy, invisible to the naked eye. But trying to make sense of the heavens gave us more than the natural cycle of day and night. Ancient man also noticed how the 5 planets visible to the naked eye twinkled in the night sky. With the sun and the moon, that made 7 imposing celestial bodies that would serve as the inspiration for the next basic division of the natural order, the 7-day week. Even today, the influence of the heavens on the days of the week is unmistakable. Sunday is the most straightforward and the first day of the week on many calendars. Monday, or Moon Day, is also quite simple. But the role played by the heavens in formalizing the days of the week doesn't stop there. Ancient Nordics named their days after 7 celestial gods, and the ancient legacy is also clear throughout the Latin-based languages of Western civilizations. Wednesday is Mercury Day, Mercredi in French, Miércoles in Spanish, Mercoledì in Italian. Tuesday, Mars Day, is Mardi in French and Martes in Spanish. In English, in addition to Sunday and Moon Day, Saturn Day also reveals its ancient roots. As our ancestors struggled to find explanations in the heavens for the natural events on Earth, after days and weeks, they found the solution to their next challenge, not in the sun, but in another heavenly body. From the earliest days of recorded time, we know most people had calculated the cycles of the moon at between 29 and 30 days. Today, the moon's cycle is merely an adornment to the modern clock. Yet, even the word we use to describe a 30-day period, a month or moonth, instantly reveals its celestial inspiration. Towering over all these cycles, our days, weeks and months, is the year, the seasonal year that gave life to crops derived from the sun. The greatest of our heavenly bodies, the sun offers the fundamental organizing principle of the modern world. We calculate everything from our own age to the eras of great civilizations in this one basic division of time. For most civilizations through the ages, the sun was considered the life-giving force to all earthly creatures. And by its cycle, we have ordered and structured our lives. Civilizations, ancient and modern, have created some of the world's most magnificent monuments in tribute to the sun's powers. Even the earliest civilizations created monuments with an uncanny ability to accurately track the sun's seasonal cycles. Before the pyramids, the Irish built perhaps the most remarkable ancient buildings on the surface of our planet.